Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello guys, good afternoon.
Hey, Jude. Hey, Felipe.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good to
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah,
Great, man.
okay.
Okay. So, Loida, Isadora, Isaac. Very good. So,
Hello.
hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oops.
Good
You got
afternoon.
two. Very good. We we're not supposed to have many people today, just because this is a new schedule. Okay, so in the beginning, people they don't come that often, like as we do in other situations. And well, I got this topic from someone suggested yesterday on the feedback. And then I thought, why not bringing this for our topic today? And we are going to talk about changes, but not just changes in general. We're gonna think about ourselves as we're gonna think about our role in society. How can we change things? So the name of the topic, it might be controversial, but it's going to be like this. If you were a political leader of your country, what would you do to change our society? Okay. So we have the topics. We don't have many people in here, so we don't need to create breakout rooms today. That's good. So I'm going just to introduce TNT and myself. So as you know, I think TNT is a place where we respect different opinion. So we don't care if if you think left or right, 0 or 1, black or white, male, female. What we want is bring up some questions for discussion in English, in Spanish, and in French, and in Italian, okay? So language is, the main purpose of language is to make a good talk, so we can have some exchange, right? I'm Philip, and I have been exchanging a lot in the last 5 years, just because I decided to change my life 5 years ago. Now not now, but I was born and raised in Sao Paulo, but now I live in downtown. So if you drop by, just let me know. It would be a good opportunity to get to know each other safely. And I want you to introduce yourself first. So I'm gonna start with Felipe.
Yeah, so my name is Felipe. I live in Florianopolis. I'm a musician. I love language and music because actually music and language are languages, right? They are actually almost, yes, it's a way of communication. That's what makes very special. And I'm studying for TOEFL right now. And I hope I can improve my speaking skills participating with you guys. So it's my pleasure, okay? And I hope we can share a lot of things, okay?
Yes, you're in the right place, man. Really, because we don't have script. Like, you have no idea what's the topic going on, so you kind of have, oh, what's gonna happen. So you need to deal with that. So it's a good exercise for TOEFL or for CAE, CPE, whatever you're gonna do the assessment. So it's going to be really good. We have some talks about TOEFL on Friday with Sophia at 2 p.m. I think it's just like in 15 days we have this kind of talks. So
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
very good. Isaac, I'm gonna call you Isaac, okay? You don't need to write down the answers for the questions. We are going to talk. So this is just a guideline for our conversation, okay? Isaac, can you introduce yourself, please? You're muted. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up someone else, okay, before you get ready. Patrick, please.
Hello, Philip. Hello, guys. My name is Patrick, and I was born in Ceará, Brazil, and I live in Morada Nova, and I'm a teacher, and it's a pleasure to talk to you, to speak English. I'm here for the same reason as Philip, but I'm not uh, going to take TOEFL, but I'm just want to improve my speaking skills.
Very good. Thank you for coming. And you, Bruno, welcome back again. How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bruno. I'm from Santos. I'm 30 years old, and I work in a agence of cargo, and I stayed there for 7 years. And I stay here to practice my conversation in English and make new friends because it's the most important thing. And that's it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I feel we are already friends. You have been here for a while, so we are talking exchange. So this is cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I'm feel much more comfortable, I don't care because I as it's like I'm at home, I'm very comfortable.
Really good, really good. Yeah, good to hear that. Isaac, are you ready to present yourself?
Okay. My name is Isaac, and I am 13 years old. Currently, I study for TOEFL 2, and I live in Orlândia, state of Bahia, and I'm here for learning with you.
Very good. Welcome.
I think so. It is.
How
I
old are
think
you
so.
again? How old are you
Oh,
again?
sorry.
How old are you?
13 years old. 13. 13 years old.
I think you're the youngest, if I'm not mistaken, from the whole TNT. We have like some youth people around 14, 15, and 16, but 13, at least with me, it's the first time. So good to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you.
GTX,
Hey
Sorry?
guys,
yeah, Ju, present yourself.
I'm cooking my lunch. Okay, I will. Sorry for some noise.
No problem.
My name is Juliana. I live in São Paulo. I'm 34. Um, I'm married. No kids and no pets. Thank God. No pets yet. Kids in a soon. And I've been working against company for 14 years. And I'm a performance supervisor there. And I've been studying English for around 3 years. And I'm here on TNT for 4 months. And my
Great.
goals is improve my speaking.
Great. And you have already, right? A lot.
Yeah, I'm feeling more confident now. Thank Philip.
Really good. Really good. So just to really quick, I want to hear from Loida Isadora, Flavio, Endel, and Alice, but really short so we can start our conversation, okay? So Loida.
Hello. Yes, my name is Loida from Dominican Republic. I'm glad to share with you while practice my English. Thank you.
Good to have you here again. Welcome. Isadora?
Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Isadora. Nice to meet everybody. And I love to stay here because I feel I am improve my English. And I am here in Santos, the same place of the Bruno. And thank you so much.
Very good. Good to have you back here again. And Flavio?
Good afternoon. My name is Flavio. I live in Minas Gerais State. I am 30 years old and I am mechanical engineer.
Great. Thank you for coming. Endo?
Good afternoon. My name is Endo Miller. I'm living in Campinas. I'm from Goiânia. I am 31 years old. And I have been attending on TNT at maybe around almost 4 months.
Yeah, I think 4 maybe, right?
Yeah.
Since April, May, I don't know. Thanks for coming again. And Alice?
Hello, my name is Alice. I'm student. I studying administration the last year. I'm turned 2. I'm doing home office, but now I'm the lunchtime. And just that.
Really good. Good to have you here. So,
Thank you.
My first question to all of you is, let me copy and paste the questions again. What are the big problems the society is facing right now? Could you make a list? So let's just try to make a list. Each of you just try to bring one problem that we have in society, not just in Brazil, but maybe in your city, maybe in your neighborhood, in the world. Okay, so Felipe, do you wanna start?
Yes. Technologically speaking, I think one of the biggest problems we are facing in society nowadays is like this access we have in internet and the spread of fake news. And this is like too much information. What's going on? It's a lot of problems because of that, because we don't know how to manage. We don't know how to deal with it still. So we gotta learn what can we do and what can we get better, right? How can we not talk about fake news like so often? And this is making the society crazy.
Very good point. Very good point. Thanks for bringing that. Yeah, fake news, it's really a problem. Who's next? Maybe let me pick one. Endo.
Well, I don't know. We have a lot of problems for our society, but
just one.
Just one. I think the incapacity to link all the problems in a, smart process. Almost the same we do here in the learning process, of English, learning English or learning anyone and any stuff, The politicians have to learn the same, and try to solve problem, to solve a problem more big, and just get that solve a problem more big, and step by step solving a big problem in a wild view.
Very good. So I would say link problems in a process to solve them, like in a nutshell. Right?
Yes.
Really good. Yeah. Very, very wise. Very wise. Let me check. Flavio, what's a problem that our society, or like in general, or in a neighborhood, small or big size, what's a problem that you see?
I think the biggest problem in my street, we don't have asphalt in the bitumen, and don't have money in the prefeitura. I don't know what to say this.
The city hall.
What?
City hall.
City hall?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think this is the biggest problem in my society.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm checking asphalt, and there's like asphalt. They call asphalt. Asphalt.
Asphalt. I saw bitume too, but I don't know bitume is correct.
Soon. What do you mean? What is
what?
Bitume is one of the components of the petroleum.
Ah, okay. Okay. Great. Really good. Very good. So I'm gonna say infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Infrastructure or basic infra, right?
Yes, basic.
Very good. Patrick, what about you?
I've been thinking about, and the biggest problem, I think, mainly in Brazil, it's corruption. And I'm too worried about corruption because it spreads everywhere to everyone in every city, including mine. You can see some glimpses of it in people and in some actions of the politicians, you know. And these people, the politicians, are always taking our money. They should be the administrator, the managers of our money, but instead of it, they always are serving their own interests. So it's very, very worried, you know.
Yeah, it's a huge problem we have
Yeah.
everywhere. Not just in politics, but yeah, everywhere. Companies, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think we have that everywhere.
The problem is that it's everywhere on the planet. You know,
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
countries have this corruption. You believe it's not only in Brazil.
Yeah.
That's one of the points. It's everywhere, even United States, Israel, all this, like we say, first world countries.
Yeah.
They all have these problems.
Yeah, exactly. And you, Bruno, do you have anything to bring up that you think it's a problem that we live nowadays?
Yeah, sure. I think that the biggest problem is the health system, the health system, and the education system. I think that we can be better in this, in both. You know, the Brazil. I think that Brazil can be better because the people deserve the best of dance points. You know, yeah, and I think it's the dance points are very important because we need to be healthy, to work, to study, to do anything. And about education, we need the education to our future. You know, our children need to receive the best education. You know, but nowadays I don't know. I have my doubts. You know, about it. If they are receiving the best education that they deserve, you know.
Yeah. Very good. Well said. Now, Isaac.
Okay, I think so. Education is the more problem in our society because we could learn of values, how to be polite in our society. And in Brazil, there's not education like this.
Really good, really good. Thanks for sharing. Loida, and you, what do you think is the most?
So I agree with most of the people that have speak before me. And I think education is one of the biggest problems in the world and in poor country as mine too. And another one is the environment that we need to work on this. But in education, I think we should invest more in education. For example, in our country was a big fight, try to get the 4% of the, I don't know in English, PIB or something like that, internal product or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like PIB we have in Brazil.
Yes,
like,
that's the word PIB. We just
yeah.
invested 4%, and it was a huge fight to get this. I think the most countries invest in education, the most the countries have a wellness.
Exactly. Yeah, we are living the same in Brazil, basically.
Yeah.
Really good. Zadora, and you?
So I was here thinking what I am saying because the guys so reached the main point, but I think it's social inequality because Brazil has the primitive idea yet of our colonizers who deserves the lands, who deserves the best education, who will be my slave, because nowadays, uh, of course, we don't have more enslavement, I think so. But we have a large extra hours working. Sometimes we don't have the recognition what we do during these years, and so I think social inequality.
Very good, really good. Thanks for bringing this up. Really good and really important. Next, maybe GTX.
I guess that it's a big problem now, the empathy. People are so selfish nowadays and don't care about the other people feelings, and it is good. It's good, not it's bad on internet, on real life. I think that the society is losing the empathy, or never had, I don't know.
Yeah, a lack of empathy, right?
Yeah.
Great. Very good. I think Alice.
I was thinking about this, and I had a class last week, and we were talking about the urban issue, about the lack of access to housing for everyone, and that's a big and real problem in the big cities. There are many people living on the streets or in precarious house situation, and it's a real problem we have.
Really good, really good. Is there anyone else missing? No? So we kind of have a list of things, and I think we kind of have topics for the whole month now, right? Yeah, that.
What do you think, Philip?
Oh, I think yeah, I think everything that you have said, all of you, and for me, of course, it's going to be like education, lack of education or opportunities. Missing opportunities for everyone. I think we have a lot of how can I say that there are a lot of people that they are so smart, so genius in a way.
Talent,
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of talents, exactly. And we are missing those talents. We are missing that. So we are missing talents that they don't speak English, you know. So for example, we are here just practicing English in an environment that it's like a real environment to speak English and talking about something really important. So if you can talk about this topics, you can do whatever you want, like any other topic. Like if you go to assessment, you can talk about anything for real. So I think missing opportunities is the biggest problem because we are living in an era that we have a lot of information, opportunities, but we are not getting there. We are not getting them. We are not taking advantage of these opportunities. And education, though we could and we must invest more, we are not um, we are not really taking advantage of that. We are not using our potential in a high level, you know. So I think basically education. And my next question is, and I'm going to ask randomly now, okay? I'm not going to ask everybody the same question. So from this list, do you suffer from any of them, like these problems? Is there something that you really suffer or it's really driving you crazy somehow, or there's like a pain for you? And I'm gonna start with Loida.
We have to see the list.
Oh yeah, the list is in the chat. Oh, and I think I forgot to add the Alice. So just a second. Oh, okay. So we have a list from A to I, right? So yeah. So this is the list. So we have fake news, linking problems to solve them, basic infrastructure. It's it's wrong there, but it's infrastructure without the C in the middle. Corruption, health, education, environment, social inequality, lack of empathy. And there's from Alice that I forgot to mention, and I got a blank right now.
For
We're gonna.
example,
Yeah, is there any of this that you suffer nowadays, or there's is it a huge problem for you?
for example, number one, health. Number two, corruption. Three, education, system education. Social inequality.
Yeah.
I think all of them, but this one of the one that's on the top of the list, for example, in my country.
Very good. And do you have an idea how can you change these things in your reality? Do you have an idea of like if you could solve this problem that you have just pointed out? Do you have an idea?
Education. Education. For example, there's no way to fight against corruption and the bad of the health system and everything if you first don't start educate the population. We need, in my country, we need urgently to invest in education. I think this.
Really good, really good. And what about you, Alice? Is it a problem? One of the things in the list? Is it a problem for you, like in your life?
I really think that all the society suffer because the corruption, the lack of education, it's a problem for all. And I think we can change this. we can change that through the vote and knowing our representatives. But I think it's a issue for all the society.
But what about like your life, your daily life? Do you suffer from any of this?
Mm, I believe I suffer because the fake news, not directly but indirectly, and the basic infrastructure, because the transport, because the infrastructure of the city to moving to the from the place to other. I think that
Really good. And do you have an idea how could you solve that? Like, not to solve everything, but just like it's just a brainstorming, just bringing ideas, to solve the situation.
I think through the vote, choosing good representatives, and I think being a good professional to think thinking about the problems in my society, in my reality. I studied to be a good professional.
Very good. Really good. And
Education
Isadora,
is
yeah,
my
Isaac, please.
education is my biggest problem, and I think this is problem of the teenagers, the entire South America.
Yeah, what is really the problem that you face in education system for you right now as a 13-year-old guy?
Okay, I think so. The teachers that know not know uh, how how I could say, okay.
How to teach?
Yes.
Maybe how to manage
Sorry.
the tools.
Please, Isaac, keep going.
Okay, I think so. This.
Yeah, great.
See, yeah.
Patrick.
I'd like to talk. Since you guys have mentioned education, and since I am a teacher, and Isaac is a student, a young student, I'm worried about him too. And I believe that our problem that we have raised here can be solved, in fact, with a good education. But to reach this good education, we would you would have to have a massive investment in it, and good administration of the schools, because actually some managers like the director and the coordinates are they sometimes think they are the owners of the schools, and this is not real.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for us professors, even the youngest professors like me, to manage the tools, Google Meeting, the Google Classroom, and many other tools that we have learned how to use lately. But you can imagine a old teacher used to use the old methods, how it is hard to them to use this kind of tool.
Suddenly everything has changed.
Yes, and I often help my colleagues because they are having great difficulties, big difficulties in use this. But I agree with Loida and you guys that said education can solve our problems.
Really good.
Actually, education is connected to all these topics. as we're talking about actually, is the basis, right? All these like corruption, you need education for not being corrupted. You need like education to know about social inequality, about lack of empathy, about health, right? It's important to know, to have education. Exactly.
So, Felipe, my question to you: how would you solve this? How, like, first steps or just few ideas?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a lack of investment, like Patrick was telling about it. Is a massive investment that actually the billionaires, people they really have that money, right? Really have the power. I mean, actually they don't want to let this happen, because when you have education, people are educated, they cannot control, they cannot manipulate, they cannot brainwash. So I think that's the biggest factor is exactly that, is the education. They don't want to let people educated because then it can happen things that they don't want or they don't expect.
Felipe, once I read a sentence this week and say exactly what you are saying, which was like that the lack of education is not a problem, it's a well successful project, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Uh, Isadora.
Let me say something before Isadora. It's
Okay.
just for you to know, Philip and I was talking about a massive investment, and just 40% of the money given to the state, in my state, to use in the schools were spent. So imagine you have 100% of income to use the way it's better to the schools, but just less than a half was used till now.
Yeah.
Where is this money?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Isadora. Yeah.
So I was thinking here, it's hard, it's tough sometimes to fight against a giant, but you said something in a small proportion we can
Yes.
help. For example, in my case, in my family, we have used to be informed. We have to be aware about the rights we have, because sometimes you meet someone and that person can help you if you know your rights. Anyone can stop you do something good. So for example, we have the bad education, until regarding the English, for example. Sometimes so expensive you study or you go abroad. But what you gonna do now? It is a help, and to help us to practice a language in our community. So I think this is a good initiative to help us.
Yeah. Totally agree. Totally agree. That's it, basically. And you, Flavio, do you have an idea how to solve one of the problems or something that you live right now?
And I don't know. I think we have the better politics, and I don't know what to say, votar, but and uh, so that's it.
Great. Really good. And you, Bruno, how could you solve some, like, imagine you have the power to solve a problem that you're facing, like in your life, not just about yourself, but your community,
Yeah. So first of all, I think that, as you say, guys, I think that the to solve this problem, we need to know what people we will vote. We need to choose better when we go to do a vote. I think that it's the first point. And if I could solve this problem, I I will I would choose uh, education, the education system to invest on it to try make better our country, because I think that Brazil is a wonderful country, a beautiful country, and I can see that we have a lot of potential to be better, to be the biggest country, maybe in saying in economic way. I think that we can be the best, one of the best, because we have a lot of, how can I say it? We have a lot of resource to invest and make money to improve our our profit and invest it in the areas that we need to invest. So I think that to solve all these problems, we need to invest in education, because education is our future. Because when we invest in education, we will invest in our childs, in our children's, and children's. They are the future, our future. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Everybody, someone says that. I think I always remember that when I was a child, I used to hear that, and I'm going to.
Yeah. But it's totally true, bro. If you think about it, you will realize that, for example, I have a daughter. She is 6 years old, and in my case, when I was deciding about the school, I was thinking in put her in the public school. But when I was going there, man, I saw a lot of wrong things. It's not the it's not it's not how can I say, it's not fault of the school. It's this problem, it come from the government. I think that it's terrible, bro, terrible. So in that day, I decided to put my daughter in the private school, because I think that, thinking about her future, I think that this was the best decision that I made, because she needs to have a good education. It's terrible, bro, terrible. If you look some school, public school, uh, you will see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where are you
Yeah.
from, bro?
Yeah. What?
Where are you from?
I'm
Rio,
from
right?
Santos.
Santos, yeah.
Yeah.
So we still have 15 minutes, and we have lots of things to discuss. Uh, I think basically more two questions, but before that, I'm just thinking. I think I'm gonna bring the education topic every Wednesday at lunchtime, so we can discuss a couple of things. Okay, so every Wednesday at 1 p.m., we're gonna have an education topic with questions, right? So it's going to be specific about education. My next question, I'm gonna bring Endel for that. Endel, do you believe we can evolve? Our society can evolve, can be developed, even with all the issues and flaws and things going crazy and all the problems. Do you believe that we can evolve as society?
I can understand the question. Evolve means change, advance.
Evolve is when you develop, you grow.
Okay, thank you.
I can believe. Well, I think we have to try. You know, there's no ideal way to do a thing. For example, I'm gonna make a provocation about the education. For example, I know that the education is the source, can be a structural, problem of the source of the problem, the structure of our society. But think that the worst decisions, yes, is made by people that have a lot of education and have a lot of money. And if you see poor neighborhood of, or poor community, you see some kind of good things, good behavior is doing this place. So you have to think, well, what's happening here? It's a kind of ethic, education and ethic can be more close, thinking the same way or not. It's a quite a philosophical stuff to think, but it's interesting, And I have to, we have to, rethink this concepts a lot, to and try to solve. We can evolve, yes, but we have to think and rethink a lot.
Really good. Ju, do you believe we can evolve? We can develop ourselves as a society?
Yes, I think so. It's a long way to walk, but it's possible. And it's not about the huge things, it's about the details. We can do better things in our daily routine.
Yes. Flavio, thanks for coming. You said you gotta go. Hope you have a good Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye. Bye for now.
Bye. See you. Isadora, do you believe? Like, are you oh, this is really hard to say. Optimistic or pessimistic about like the future of our society?
Yeah, so interesting this point you brought, because I am optimistic, but in the same time realistic. So what I think it's so hard, a huge society to change if you don't change the moral, what the people is inside. We can create laws, we can create many ways to change, but I think it starts inside each one of us. So I think right now is important to create yourself a way to improve yourself, help your family, friends, and the rest, unfortunately, I think it's going on in the same.
Really good, really good. Loida, and you, are you pessimistic about things in Dominican Republic?
Yes, I have faith. I think we can do an effort and try to change this thing.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I believe in youth people too, as I think Flavio says, Bruno says.
Yeah.
I think that takes time to re-signify this transformation, right, about society, because actually we are getting better, we are improving as a society. If you compare some years ago, right, people actually imagine medieval times where you had like put people on fire because of their mistakes, like, so we are compared to 100, 200, years ago. I think we are much better. Yeah. So in a process, that's the thing. You are just in a process of changing, getting better.
Yeah. for me, it's like the learning process, you know? You're going up and down. There's a one day that, oh, I speak English like native. But then the other day, oh, my English is so bad. And oh my God, it's a crap. So yeah, it's like that. But we are always growing, right?
This happen with me all the time. Oh my God, my English is so awful.
Yeah. I think like I remember in the beginning of TNTs back in 2016, I was always afraid of, you know, speaking in English. And if even after such a long time and I have lived abroad, but in the beginning I was like, oh, are people going to understand me? I'm going to handle this. And sometimes I was like, oh, my English is so perfect, I'm feeling so confident. But then other days I was feeling like, oh my God, what I'm doing here, why did I start this? But now it's pretty normal to speak English, right? It's really normal. So it's a matter of, you know, keep in touch and practicing. Patrick, I'm gonna start just to wrap up and to finish this, to live the room, our conversation. So before we leave, I want everyone here to go like back to your stuff with a good feeling, right? So how would you picture, like imagine you could paint, how could you picture society that you would like to live in? And society, I mean your community, like your family, your neighborhood, everything around you that's for real, that you can touch. How could you picture this society?
And to be honest, I have tried to imagine this during this meeting because I have seen the question in the chat, but I couldn't imagine. I'm being honestly with you, but I was thinking like Philip has said that 500 years ago, when the Portuguese have arrived here, things were very different that they are from now. And I believe that change will getting better pace by pace, day by day, but it's difficult to us in a lifetime to realize the improvements coming, you know. But uh, I was thinking about auto-managed society. For Brazil, it's a really hard reality because Brazil is too huge. But in smaller communities, maybe it could happen and could works. But I don't know. Brazil is huge, and administrate Brazil must be very hard. But I cannot imagine how would be the society.
uh, yeah, I totally understand. Felipe, do you have an idea?
Okay. Yeah, I think that at the moment, the technology is showing us that it's possible to have better organization. So I think the time is like, as in 10 years, as Elon Musk said, we'll have autonomous cars. So can you imagine? So cars driving by itself, and this is actually will be something common. So I think that the thing is about, like, we have questions about uh, the way that people will work. That's one of the worries I have, you know, because we still don't have consciousness. We still are not aware of the potential of humans have, you know, or because we are building up computers, we are building up robots, but maybe I'm afraid we won't be able to control that, or we won't be able to manage that in a way that the humans will improve in a way like becoming more kindness, becoming more, like a person said, with more empathy, right? Yes, you said. I think one of the people said like that, like pay attention to humans and not pay attention to money and power. That's I'm afraid that this changing, because if it's not organized, can be a big problem. And actually, we can see that. We can predict that actually, and we are just letting go, right? We are not like paying attention to the humans, as we can see this example of the coronavirus, right? This coronavirus outbreak, this pandemic time just showed us how humans can be actually. It was a lesson for me. I think it was, like you said, a learning process.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Someone else, just before we finish?
I would like to say my slogan.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Alice, you go ahead.
Please, Alice.
Can I?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Uh, I dream with a society with food on everyone's table, a more equal society without racism and women living without fear. And sometimes the music, the songs help me to dream with a better society, imagining a new reality through the music, through the songs, help me to keep the hope sometimes that mainly during this hard time.
Really good. Really good. Isadora?
Yes, I would like to add it about my slogan, my own slogan, and treat others like you would like treated. So I can practice right now.
Yes, exactly. So you can say, treat others like you would like to be treated, right? So yeah, that's exactly how I think as well. In my
And
opinion,
there is another one, just finish, just want to say, don't ask what the president can do for your country or all the politicians can do for your country. Ask what you can do for your country, right? So that's one thing, very nice. What can you offer? What can you offer for your country?
exactly. Yeah, I believe we can do lots of things. What I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to save my world, the world I live in. So it's not all Brazil, Earth, or though there are consequences to. It's like a butterfly effect, But what I'm trying to do, it's like what I have been doing for the last 4 years with TNT. So I'm trying to raise awareness um, about lots of topics. And I don't know if you have realized, TNT, it's a political tool. Okay, it's pure politics. Even though we discussed about smiling, laughing yesterday night, we were together. That's the basic of democracy, basic situation of a political environment. So what we are doing here is politics. What we are discussing and talking is politics. Though we don't like that. We don't like to think about politics because politics, it's something bad, right? So this is something I'm doing, and I'm really happy to have you all here on TNT. It's really, really a pleasure. It's not easy to make this happen every day for such a long time. So I'm gonna ask you something. I'm not going to ask you money, okay? Don't worry. I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want you to spread this, share on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, whatever you have. Just share, hey, there's a free place and safe environment for you to speak English, to practice English. You don't need to pay anything. I just want people here speaking, practicing, and learning. Okay? So this is not a class, but on the other hand, you learn a lot. Okay. So I want to thank you all for being here for like the whole hour. Please answer the feedback. I know most of you have already done it, but if you want to do it again and again and again, it's going to be really good. And if you want to suggest a topic, just put it out or just fill the feedback. I'm going to add like a text box for topic suggestion only. So if you want to suggest something, I'm gonna place it really clear. So it's going to help because sometimes it's really hard to think about topics over and over and bringing ideas. So we have like, in a week, we have 27 TNTs. So it's almost 30 TNTs between English, Spanish, Italian, French, marketing, meditation, programming. So it's not easy to bring new ideas. So if you want to help us, please just fill out the feedback. And we are gonna have a TNT at 5 with Bruna, and she's gonna talk about volunteering. Okay, so if you want to join, just schedule as you did, and you're gonna get the email with the link. Okay. Thank you for coming. Have a nice afternoon and enjoy, and see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you
See
for
ya.
having me, guys.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
for
Nice to
having me.
Thank you
meet
so
you.
much.
Thanks for the
Thank
opportunity.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Andel, Alice, everybody, Bruno, Felipe.
Bye.
Thank you.
Obrigada.